in this clip, I want to share with you an amazing daily planning schedule routine system that I use every day. I use it for work, but it can be used for your fitness regime or getting things done efficiently around the home, or whatever aspect of your life you feel could be done more efficiently. By adopting this, you'll find that you get so much more done, and not just time-filling tasks, but things that will actually help you get from where you are to where you want to be. You'll significantly reduce how much you get distracted because you're on tight timelines that you set. You'll feel great at the end of the day because you'll know exactly what you've achieved, but also that you're a few steps closer to achieving your goals and your vision. So, check this out. It's Rowan here from Your Life Design, where we inspire breakthrough to a healthier, wealthier, better version of you so you can live your life designed. Now, this daily scheduling system should supplement your goals. If you don't know much about goal setting, go and check out the video that I'll place a card for up in the corner of this screen. I'm talking about your 5-year vision, your 1-year vision, which gets broken down into your 1-month goals, your 1-week goals. Now, this is your daily, the daily system, what you need to be doing on a daily basis. And the reason we tie it to our goals and our vision is to ensure that the activities that you're doing on a daily basis are actually getting you somewhere, and you're not just being busy for the sake of being busy. The question is not, what do I need to do today? If you start the day with that sort of question, then you're just going to get drawn into the process-driven tasks that you need to do. The question should be something more like, how can I be the most effective? Now, not efficient, but effective. You can be super efficient at chasing your tail, but at the end of the day, you'll just be chasing your tail. So it's all about effectiveness. That concept reminds me of a study that was done, a famous study that was done on these processionary caterpillars. Now, these processionary caterpillars, they all get in line and they just follow each other. So someone in this study got these processionary caterpillars and set them up on a glass or a vase or something that was circular, and put them on the edge of this one after the other, and they just walked around for over a week before they fell off from exhaustion. Now, that's a classic case of trying to be efficient by just following someone else, as opposed to being efficient. Little did they know that the food that they love was only a few inches from where they were walking around and around for day after day. So the key is effectiveness. Efficiency is good if you're being efficient at effective tasks. So what will you need? Well, I'm about to show you on my screen that I do it every day for work on my computer, but if you don't open your computer every day, or if you don't want to open your computer, or whatever, then I highly recommend getting a notepad that has the little bullet points down the side, and of course using your weekly planner. Now, the first step is to decide what you want this for. What do you want this system for? What aspect of your life do you feel like you don't have enough time for? Is it your work, as I said before, or is it your social time, or do you actually want to create a system for your full 24 hours so you can really squeeze the most out of it? The next step is to brain dump. Brain dump everything that relates to that aspect of your life that you want scheduled onto a piece of paper or your computer or wherever, and just get it all out. Just be absolutely relentless. Doesn't matter if it is important or it's not important, or it's urgent or it's not urgent. Just get it all out. I know for myself that I often feel overwhelmed or frazzled, and as soon as I just get everything out onto a sheet of paper and I can see it, and it's in a list or in bubbles or whatever, however I choose to do it, it just gets it out of my mind, and I just relax so much more straight away. The next step is to bunch these actions into groups. Now, I'll flick over to my laptop so you can see what I mean. Okay, now grouping. Just to give you an idea of how I actually do it, I do this in my Google Calendar. I just have a thing that's called scheduling here, and I save it and move it around each day. And basically, by the grouping, I mean I've got my structural engineering business and I've got Your Life Designed. So they are my two main groups that I feel like that I like to schedule, because I really try to get the most out of the time throughout the day. So within my structural engineering business, I've got to call someone, I've got to do some invoicing, more financial stuff, contact some people, I've got a project to do, another project, and transfer some documents. And in Your Life Designed, I've got various things like workout clips and vlogs, in the process of trying to work out find a VA, and also my ebooks and various other tasks that I need to do. So they are the two main groups that I have, and I like to put everything in them. I just brain dumped everything that I need to do. As soon as a new task comes up, I put it in here. So within these groups, I put the most important tasks at the top. And by important, I mean, think about the Pareto principle, which is the 80-20 rule. What are the 20% of the tasks that are going to get you 80% of the result? Remembering that effectiveness is the key here. So that means that if doing something that is way out of your comfort zone is the most important task, then top of the list. Don't bail out on it. The next step is to isolate the most important tasks, and also for me, I put on here, the things that I just have to do, and put them into this section, which is what I'm going to do today. This is my daily schedule, where I've literally got the time frames that I want to complete this task in. And as I said before, these are tight time frames that you set. Now, by keeping the time frames tight, you're going to be not only doing the most effective tasks, but you're going to be doing them efficiently. Now, funnily enough, I attend a business meeting group every second Thursday morning, and this morning we were talking about scheduling. It was all about isolating the tasks that are the most urgent and important. They are the ones that you really want to have on this list, because you can have tasks that are important but they're not urgent, or you can have urgent but not important, and then of course there's many things that are not urgent and not important, like Facebooking or scrolling through the internet or whatever. So this list should be your most urgent and most important tasks. So as you can see here, I've got today, I've got the various hours to do certain things. And yeah, another reason that doing tight timelines is important is because if you've read or listened to the 4-Hour Workweek by Tim Ferriss, he talks about the Parkinson's principle, which is all about, it's a principle that states that if you, the more time you have for an allocated task, the more it swells in perceived importance. Perceived being the key word, obviously. So if you have one day to do quite a big project, you're only going to do the most efficient and effective, pull the most efficient and effective parts that you need together to get that done. Whereas if you give that same project a month's timeline, all of a sudden it turns into bigger than Ben-Hur, and you spend way too much time on it, and it just turns into an absolute meal. Now, two little things to consider when you're coming up with your daily list. Number one is, when are you firing on all cylinders? That takes me back to a clip I did ages ago, which I'll link a card to in the top here. But yeah, when are you firing on all cylinders? That is when you should be doing the most, not necessarily the most important, but the tasks that require the brain power. Maybe they're creative tasks. Maybe for me, when I have to get down into the nitty-gritty of structural design, that's when or coming up with my clips or my vlogs or something in the creative space, that's when I really like to allocate that important time, which for me is in the morning, and sometimes again later in the afternoon. Another important consideration is to front load your tasks to earlier in the day. As the day goes on and we're dragged into all sorts of different conversations and emails and this and information overload, it starts to wear us out. So naturally, we do start to get more and more worn out as the day progresses. So front load the important stuff to the start of the day, get it knocked out, so as the day continues on, you can do the less important stuff like your invoicing or your, editing or whatever it may be. Finally, to wrap this up, get cracking with it. Make it a habit. Once it turns into a habit, you'll feel the benefits of having a clear mind and the increased productivity that you will have from just dumping all these processes and thoughts and times and all the different tasks that you need to do on paper or on your computer or however you want to do it. You'll also know that you're kicking goals. You'll be getting yourself day by day towards your vision and towards your goals and your dreams. So yeah, I hope you got something out of that. If you have any suggestions or any improvements or want to share the way that you do this, please write something in the comments below. Everyone can benefit from your experience. Have an awesome day. Take care. Bye.